Joining me today is Mr. Amitab Chaudhry. He's the Managing Director and CEO of Axis Bank. And with him is Munish Sharda. He's Executive Director. So many thanks for speaking to us. Let's start off with what we saw, in the morning, the PM talking, the Chief Minister himself giving a very solid pitch, to woo investors in, and he has been doing it for the past many weeks. What were the things that stood out for you?
Well, from our perspective, the fact that both central government and state government are putting their might together to, talk about Madhya Pradesh as a new investment destination for various sectors, which the Chief Minister pointed out, I think obviously is a very good beginning. As you rightly said, that I think the Chief Minister and the government has been canvassing the industries and the, broadly the private sector at large to come and invest in the state. I think obviously post this summit, they will see good traction coming through. They're attracting a lot of crowd. It's a pretty wide area, so sometimes you don't get an idea of how many people are really attending the summit. And you can see that actually the competition between the states is also increasing. I mean, in the last couple of months, we have seen many states do Investor Summit and also get similar attention. So it's good for the private sector, for the entrepreneurs, because now they can get competitive offers from across the various states, and any kind of competition in any form is always good.
Before I dive into Axis Bank's own plans for Madhya Pradesh, let me ask you this. Over the last many months, the states have actually made they have competed with each other to draw in investor attention, global investors, businesses and business houses. When you look at India's overall vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047, do you believe that Madhya Pradesh can be a big engine of that transformation?
I think there are some states which are ahead of the others, and I do believe that Madhya Pradesh has this great platform which they can build on. I mean, they already are a pretty large agriculture state. Now they are focusing on certain sectors on the manufacturing side. It is in the middle of the country, and as they say, the heart beats in Madhya Pradesh. So your location is perfect, though you are landlocked, but still, you kind of everything crisscrosses your state if it is traveling across the country. I think the government seems to be very focused on attracting investment. So as India move towards a Viksit Bharat, the platform is there. It's a question of how well it is executed on. And if they keep executing well, I'm sure they will get the benefit of, as India grows, they will also grow, maybe faster than some of the other states.
What is the MP advantage and the MP opportunity for you as a bank?
Well, as any economy grows, be it the state economy or India as a country, we do get the benefit of the fact that as the local economy rises, we have opportunities on the liabilities and the asset side. So we obviously are expanding the branches here, we're expanding the number of people we employ, we're extending more and more credit. As more manufacturing comes in, it will allow us to obviously work with the SMEs and the larger units in this sector, which we're already doing. So the reason we are here and the reason we are present at this summit is to look and spot those opportunities, see where the government is pushing, what some of the new areas they intend to invest, and where we can be a little bit ahead of the curve, and also very clearly demonstrate our interest in being part of that growth story.
Is there a number that you can talk about on how you are going to inject more into expanding in the state? That is my first question. Over the next horizon of 3 to 5 years, what are the new things that are lined up for Madhya Pradesh?
As I said, we are very interested in investing in this economy. I mean, we already have 250 plus branches. We're adding 400 to 500 branches per year in the country. And I'm sure Madhya Pradesh will get more than its share of number of branches which we are doing. And by the way, branches is not the only thing. We are working with business correspondents. We are working with various other models where we can continue to expand our presence in the breadth and depth of the state. Let me ask Munish to kind of further expand on that.
So, we are very excited about Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh actually, over the last few years, has made rapid strides in various areas. It is the food processing powerhouse in the country. And we have a strategy which is Bharat Banking strategy, which we are which we embarked on a few years back to kind of work with India's rural and semi-urban markets and the agri supply chains to grow that business. We see Madhya Pradesh as central to that strategy of ours. We already have 250 branches, 379 ATMs, and we are actually working across the length and breadth of the state to partner with farmers, partner with food processors, partner with logistic fellows, SME, MSME, etc., to kind of power that growth. As we see, and from whatever we are seeing and whatever Prime Minister and Chief Minister talked about, we are seeing that the opportunities are going to further expand as the new capital comes in We think that it will lead to more job creation in the state. We think even the wealthy consumer will see an increase. For a bank like us, a full-scale bank like us, where we provide services across the length and breadth of financial services, banking, AM mutual fund company, capital, access capital, etc. We and access finance, access trustee. We also do a lot of work in the state already through Axis Bank Foundation, which is we do deep livelihoods, rural livelihood focused work, which is and Madhya Pradesh central to that strategy. We also have a subsidiary called A-Trades where we actually work with the large corporates for the supply chains for MSME, which is a leader in its sector. So across all these sectors, we see all these investments mean good for us. And as you know, we will go wherever growth is happening, and we want to grow further. We want to grow faster in the state of Madhya Pradesh.
Let me ask you this, from where you sit today, given the kind of global uncertainties, the trade conflicts, that are unfolding in different parts of the world today, India still is a very, very robust, growth yielding nation. When you look at 2025, what is the headroom for growth? What is the outlook for growth?
Well, obviously the global macro and political variables are just, the variability is rising, it's not coming down. But we also very strongly believe that all the answers for India and ensuring that India delivers a certain GDP growth are all here. So obviously the government is very cognizant of that fact. And even when you look at GDP, from RBI as a regulator of financial services is very supportive of ensuring that the growth is delivered. We do predict that India has a platform to deliver a growth anywhere between 6 to 7% without too much of a problem. But yes, obviously these global macro factors will continue to play on India to some extent, and we have to respond to them as and when they happen or as and when they play out. But all answers are here. So look at what government has done in the budget. Look at what RBI is doing about infusing liquidity. So the government is reacting in the right way, and I do believe that it's fully seized of what needs to be done to continue to push this growth along. We have managed the global political variables very, very well under the current government. So I don't think India will get too negatively impacted even if they play out in a kind of a worst case scenario. As far as global economic factors are concerned, yes, every country is becoming more inward looking. Some of the trade chains and the connections are breaking. People are focused more and more on manufacturing within their own country than otherwise. But let's also not forget that India is also becoming an integrating part of a kind of a second supply chain which is getting created across the world. So my view is very positive on India. Yes, some steps have to be taken in the future also, but I don't see any reason why the current government dispensation will not be able to achieve that.
I wanted to also ask you, when you look at different sectors in Madhya Pradesh, which are the sectors that are most promising from a, lending perspective, because they are growing and require the capital perhaps. Is there any sector, MSMEs for instance, would that be an area of interest? Is it already an area of interest? Which are the sectors that are, showing a lot of promise?
So Manish talked about, agriculture is a big play here. And what you can do around that whole agriculture ecosystem. The Chief Minister obviously has been pushing textiles and IT, and some of the mining has been big here anyway. So they've been pushing some of the other sectors. I do believe that end of the day, if entrepreneurs in India find that the right opportunities are here, the right business climate is here, they will come. For example, I'm hearing a lot of people are shifting here to Punjab because they just find it an easier place to work. They're not very far away from Punjab. So they can attract entrepreneurs of all kinds who can come here. Obviously, with government focus in some specific sectors, we will hopefully see more growth. But when we talk to our clients and our SME clients here, I am seeing a real positivity in terms of their approach and what they're saying and the kind of investments they're talking about. So, Munish, if you want to...
So, in the context of Madhya Pradesh, even this year in the budget, Finance Minister has actually announced a number of measures for agriculture and for MSME, which I think will provide impetus to growth in states like Madhya Pradesh, agri, food processing, MSME, and even IT hubs and all that. And I think there's some plans around that as well. And there are some stuff. There are some other kind of parks for it. There's a medical device, park being created near Ujjain. So it's going deeper and deeper. What I find exciting is as I travel across the length and breadth of the state, the deep entrepreneurial spirit in the state. I'm finding people who are very ambitious, and they're running large businesses even in cities like Ujjain, which is very positive. And that obviously they find it the environment conducive. They find the work.
Logistics linkages, I mean, it is centrally located.
Absolutely. So I think it's in overall we are quite positive about what's likely to come in the future for this state and for the country as a whole.
Mr. Chaudhry, let me close by asking you, who all are you meeting? What are the ministers telling you? How are they wooing you? And what are you telling them? What kind of collaborations are you looking at over the next day, today and tomorrow? What is on your agenda?
We have not come here to be wooed. We are here to woo people. Very clear, because we are very interested in investing with the growth of the economy. So from our perspective, we are meeting a cross section, obviously, of government to ensure that we register our interests, and tell them what some of the things we are doing, we are planning, and also hear from them what are some of the areas we should be looking at. So cross-section of people, including obviously a lot of industrialists and a lot of entrepreneurs over here. So we have a full team which is actually out here mapping as many people as we can.
Mr. Amitab Chaudhry, Mr. Munish Sharda, many thanks for speaking to us, sir.